A group of presidential aspirants, along with their respective political entities, have come together to form a coalition to contest the December 7, 2024 presidential elections. There is more in the reports that will come soon, but let's move on to other stories. Where joining us via phone is a public relations officer of Great Coalition Ghana. Good afternoon to you, and thank you for your time on Newsbeat. Good afternoon to you. You're welcome.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Thank you for your time. So, what will you say is a major purpose for the coalition? In order of words, what can we actually, what do we need a coalition for at this time?
Right. Thank you, Anne, for the opportunity to be live with Metro TV at this time. And good afternoon to all your viewers as well.
I'm sorry, if you can reposition yourself. You're not so audible. Kindly reposition yourself and please speak up.
Hello, Anne.
Yes, Isaac.
Is it better?
Yes, I think it's better. So let's go on.
Well, good afternoon to you once again, to you and your cherished viewers. This is a grand coalition for Ghana, and it's a group of independent aspirants of presidential who have decided to come together in order to present a united front to reckon for power from the NPP and the NDC. We believe that it cannot be done by any particular individual. So it is the reason why all of these aspirants have come together in order to present that united front, in order to fight for battle and to reposition Ghana and to reset Ghana and to build a new Ghana. So the purpose for our meeting is to bring all the aspirants together so that we can have a united front to fight this battle. Meaning that it cannot be done individually by each of these political aspirants, each of these presidential aspirants. We believe that in order to reckon for power from these two major political parties, NPP and NDC, we need to do this together, and it is for the reason that this coalition has been formed.
All right. So how many presidential aspirants make up this coalition?
So the statement makes it clear. As of now, we have 10, but we are still in talks with other aspirants who intend to go either independent or even on some on some political parties' tickets. So we are still in talks with them. We want to have a united front. We want to remain resolute to reckon for power. So we are still in talks with other aspirants, but for now we have 10 who have agreed.
Was there any research conducted to determine the focus of Ghanaians' decision, should we go to the election, now or anytime soon, that, gave you a feedback that this approach would work?
And you would bear with me that this is not even far-fetched, and we need not to even have any research. We believe at this time that Ghanaians are calling for another force, because we have been, NPP and NDC have had their fair share in terms of bringing development to this country. And we believe that at this point in the life of the country, we need to have another force to bring that a new Ghana we are all looking for, to bring that development that we are all looking for. And this cannot be done when we are not united. And it is for the reason that we believe that we have to go together.
Yeah, I'm asking this question because it really, Ghanaians have had choices of having fair force. If you remember in the election 2016 or so, PPP sort of came up strong, and most Ghanaians thought that it was going to, upset the votes. But obviously, you saw that happened. What happened? We have more forceful people coming up this year, but you see that even they representing themselves as third force, are not, cleaning their backyards properly. So it's not just about putting forward a third force. Do you not agree?
When you go individually as a political party, you tear yourselves apart. And many a times you call some of these votes to be splitted. But when you are united, we know PPP is on board. We know this is on board. We know all of these aspirants. We cannot have it the way we want to have it or we've had it before. We need to have and put our resources together. Resources has also been a main challenge for some of these smaller political parties as far as the independent candidates as well. So we need to have resources put together. We need to have ourselves put together so that the voters can, when you are together, it also sends a signal.
Isaac, what you're basically saying is that if Ghanaians know that there are so and so number of presidential aspirants who form or come together to form this coalition, it will convince them to vote for the coalition?
Certainly, because they would have known that this time is better than.
Isaac, are you still there? Hello, Isaac. Right. I think we've lost Isaac there, but Isaac Boafo is a spokesperson for the coalition that they have put together, and he says that it's made up of about 10 presidential aspirants, and are still convincing more people or more aspirants to join, since Ghanaians will see that as a forceful group to reckon with. We're also joined by a political marketer, Dr. Bernard Tutu Boying, to find out the interest of these emerging group. Dr. Tutu, thank you so much for your time. You're welcome to Newsbeat.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Right. Maybe with your expertise, I know that there's been suggestions by some political analysts that a third force can do something in Ghana. Do you see the timing as good enough or ripe enough for this third force to emerge, first of all?
All right, good afternoon to viewers. I think that a third force, as it stands now, is necessary. With regards to the timing, yes, 8 months to election, may be enough for any serious-minded third force party, to make an inroad. But my point, my concern, has to do with the fact that it is not just a third force, but then a third force with credibility, a third force whose leadership has that kind of image that can assuage the perception of voters with regards to the current perception about the third forces in Ghana. Obviously, when you look at the trend of voting patterns in this country, you see that even independent candidates and the smaller parties are not fully enough to indicate that yes, the third forces that probably will occur, they are there yet. And so for me, I think that yes, it will be a necessary addition. But my point is as to whether those who are pulling up together, have the credibility, the image,
right,
and the seriousness, to, as it were, neutralize the perception surrounding third forces, to be able to give the two major political parties a run for their money.
So that is to suggest that even if Ghanaians know these presidential aspirants in the past, if they do not suggest credibility, no matter how forceful they put themselves together, it is not going to work.
Credibility in the sense that you are able to convince and persuade people,
right,
to follow your direction. All right. So that is what people are looking for. I know for a fact that most of these candidates who put up their candidature, do not really have, the presidential ambition per se, but that they do that based on certain benefits they know that going in for a presidential race they would get.
Right.
All right. So it is not for the competitive nature of it. It is not because they want to come and then, lead Ghana or provide Ghana with that kind of leadership that we require, but it is for their own personal interest. And that is where my concern comes in, because if all these parties or individuals are pulling forces together, is it about their personal interest or for the collective interest of Ghana? Until they pull up an interest that will benefit Ghana, I don't think that Ghanaians should take them to be serious.
So let's look at this composition. We have Dr. Abu Sakara as one of the persons that is coming up in the coalition, Alan Chermating. As a political marketer, as an expert, do you see these people with that expertise to be able to convince Ghanaians where even when they are on board, it can make, the coalition a force to reckon with?
I think in the past 5 days or so, there has been 2 different forms of coalitions, right?
Yes.
The Alan Abu Sakara one and, the recent one, which I think is coming up, I think yesterday or today. Now, when you consider that of the Alan Abu Sakara, all right, these are people with certain image, within the political scene, all right. And so for me, that one, if they attach that kind of seriousness and level-headedness, they can make an inroad compared to, the other ones that we are seeing. I'm not condemning, but what I'm saying is that it's about, the seriousness. It's about one's ability to, push, the mandate that we have as a third force forward, to be able to, disabuse that mentality about third force and then be able to compete very well.
Right. Dr. Bernard Tutu-Boahene is a political marketing expert. We're grateful for speaking to us here on Newsbeat. Thank you for your time.